Okay. Okay. So hello, I'm Kordian Pisarek, a 17 years old guy from Krakow that really enjoys challenging myself. I love doing hard things just for the sake of them being hard and knowing that they can teach me things and I can improve from them. To introduce myself a bit, I was always really into math and computer science. I always really loved doing this in my primary school. In my high school, I decided to improve my skills. That's why I'm in the mathematical informatical class. I was working really hard to improve my math skills in first 2 years of my high school. And this work has really paid off as in the second year of my high school, I got to the last stage of the Polish National Math Olympiad, which allowed me to get to any college in Poland. But this success actually showed me that I can set my goal and I can actually achieve my goal. And that's why I started to work on my math skills for the next year to maybe get to some international math Olympiads. I solved a couple hundred of problems on my own, but I also went to some of the math camps, about 5 one-week math camps in Poland. I met there a wonderful community, Polish mathematical community, a lot of wonderful people that also love what I'm doing. But I did all this work only to not even get to the last stage of this Olympiad. It was kind of a failure for me. Problems were focused on algebra, but I don't really like algebra that much. It just wasn't my day maybe, and I didn't get to the last stage where I wanted to get. But I got over this failure, and I used this failure to learn, to grow, and to motivate myself to keep going forward. And right now, I recently started preparing for the next year Olympiad, and I didn't give up. Aside from all the math and all the thinking, all the working, I also have to have something to just chill out, to rest my brain a bit. And that's why I always loved sport. Right now, I think I'm training orienteering for about 8 years. Orienteering is a sport where you run around the forest with a map. You have some points. You have to get between them as quickly as you can. And at the end of 2023, I started to train harder. I changed my running coach. And same story as with math. After a couple months of hard work, I failed. I broke my leg, ironically, at one of the math camps. But this as well didn't broke me. I didn't give up, and I started working again. Started working even harder. And right now, for about a year, for the end of 2023 and beginning of 2024, I was training for about 6 times a week with my coach. And this work has already paid off. As at one of the recent national competitions in orienteering in Poland, I came fourth after a lot of my rivals that have been training for this for a couple of past years. And this gives me a great chance to getting to the Polish national orienteering team. Aside from running, I also always loved leadership. For example, in primary school, I was always the guy that was organizing some, let's say, bike trips or trips to cinema with my friends. But in high school, I tried to improve my skills of leadership and social speaking. That's why I decided to be a leader in a couple of projects I did with my friends. One of which was we started in a business hackathon, a hackathon where you have to come up with a startup idea and then present it to the public. I was also the guy that presented our idea to the audience. And in this year's edition of the hackathon, our idea came first. And this really improved my leadership skills and my public speaking skills. One of the other things I did this year to improve my leadership was I decided to organize an orienteering competition in Krakow. Together with one of my close friends, we built a website and did all the marketing. And after that, in the days following the competition, I needed to command a ton of people to make all the entire competition come together. But at the end, about 150 people finished our race with a smile on their face. So that was pretty nice. Also this year, at one of the math camps, along with a couple of my friends, we decided to create a Discord server for Polish math community. The server started with about 50 people. Right now it's reaching, I think, about 500 people. On the server, we are organizing every week some math lessons preparing to the Olympiad. What's really nice about it is that those lessons are organized by us, by the community, and they are free to join for everybody that wants to learn about math. And also, one other thing I did to improve some of my public speaking skills was I organized, along with a couple of my classmates, a series of math lessons, also preparing to the Olympiad this year at our school. They were also free to join for all the members of our school. It really improved my public speaking skills as I did about 2-hour lesson about inversionism of geometry. All those skills I talk about, I would someday love to use them in practice. I would love to use them practically to maybe create some startup. And that's why I would really love to go to Silicon Valley to see some of those huge tech companies and how they look from the inside, from the backstage, and what my startup would probably hopefully turn into someday. That's everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Kordian. Krzysztof, question?
Kordian, what have you been doing during the long weekends?
I started for a couple of days. I stayed at home, as basically the 5th of May was the deadline for one of the international math camps, which is the first step for my journey to the 2025 Math Olympiad. It was a lot of work, as there was a lot of hard problems there to solve. So right now, to just rest a bit and give myself a bit of a gratification, I'm together with a couple of my friends in the mountains to get a bit of sport, to get a bit of fresh air, and to just chill out a bit. So yeah, so that's what I did.
Okay, and if you could choose the 3 biggest factors which would trigger you to go to Silicon Valley, what would it be?
First, definitely, as I said, I would really love to see some of those huge tech companies like Google. I also saw that we will be visiting Meta, and how they look from the backstage, how they are managed, how they are created. The other factor I think are also the USA colleges. I'm preparing to apply to the USA and probably also to UK to some international colleges. I'm working on my SAT recently, so I would love to kind of get to know the culture of those colleges and how they look from the backstage, and in general get to know how everything works. And I think the third thing I would really love to do there is to meet a person that has succeeded in some way, that has set their life goal, and they have got to their goal. They have achieved the goal. For example, I don't know, a manager or CEO of some huge company. In general, somebody that has succeeded in some way in life, and to just learn from them and inspire myself and motivate myself to keep going.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Krzysztof. Cezary.
Krzysztof, I was impressed with that's what I read in your essay.
Kordian, not Krzysztof.
Sorry, Kordian. Sorry, Kordian.
No, it's
sorry. Yes, what I wrote about your essay and the thing that you develop kind of software to enable people to apply to secondary schools. Because normally when I talk to people young people who develop their whatever kind of software, this is the most often cases are that they develop software to generate better result on Bitcoin trading or whatever, something like this. It was something just for younger pupils. So that's what I wanted to share with you. And the question, you mentioned about your passion and your idea to create a startup, and what kind of area this startup would operate? What would be the product of this startup?
I think it will be definitely in some sort of technical, mathematical, or informatical area. To mention my idea, for example, Steve Jobs, one of the huge CEOs of big company, always said, "You have to do what you love." As basically, enjoyment from work is the best motivator is the fact that you enjoy doing something. So that's why I would love to work in the area that I love, which is math and computer science. So I think, as you also mentioned, my work in software, I would like to do maybe some software to improve the world a bit, to change something, maybe a technical product, electronic product. But I think in this kind of math, informatic, or technical area, that would be my startup.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Cezary. Thank you, Kordian. My question is, you present yourself very consistently, but I would like to know how would you love to spend your free time? Yes, because you tell us something about the trip to the mountains, but what you love to do?
I really love to explore new places. I love the nature. I love the mountains, as I also said. One of my hobbies is also climbing. But if I would have a bit more of free time, let's say a month, I would really love to visit some of the exotic countries to just meet some international people, to get to know some of the world culture. Like it's really interesting for me to just meet and see new cultures of some exotic countries. It's really educational for me as well. What people say is the traveling.
What did you climb last time?
I think about 1 month ago, I was there at the climbing pit with my friends. I did it 1 month ago, not earlier, because recently it's really beautiful outside and I don't want to sit inside. But I was climbing, I think, once or twice a month for the entire winter, together with a couple of my friends.
But where?
There is this climbing pit called Mood in Krakow. Yeah, that's where I live.
It means it is in Krakow, not in the real rocks. Yes.
No, it's in Krakow.
Okay. Thank you. The short feedback, Krzysztof.
Okay, Kordian. First of all, your English is really very good.
Thank you.
There is always some room for improvement. So you might consider to go for some certification. I believe you are on the advanced level at the moment. Certification is needed to go to a university abroad, if you consider that. But it's very good. You are a very conscious person, so you know your strengths and your weaknesses. You are working on your weaknesses, like leadership, public speaking, teamwork, which is good, because the key success factor in the future world is a combination of knowledge, leadership, and team skills. So that's a short feedback. I also like your orienteering. I was doing the same in your age, so that's very good.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kordian, what has inspired me in your presentation is that you said several times that you have you not succeed, but on the basis of the failure, you start to think how you need to change yourself. It is good way to understand that it is important for us that it is the life is not only life where we are winning, but sometimes we have to fail. And thank you very much, and I keep my fingers for you. And Cezary, the last sentences.
Yes, my friends said a lot of interesting and really deep thoughts, so I will not repeat it. I like the point about orienteering, because me as person who was a scout boy, it was something what I liked very much too. And just one technical and practical thing. That's what you are just doing right now. Could you somehow do something with your hair before the presentation? Because I think it's a little bit annoying, not only for you and disturbing, but also for us as watching you and listening to you. It's a little bit disturbing because your hands appear in the places where you normally don't expect hands of somebody presenting or giving the presentation to be. So that's all from my side.
Yes, it's really important. It's nice for girls, not really for the professional presentation, and it is something what is important for the future.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kordian, and remember about the voting, public voting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
Bye.
time.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.